Leos. All right, Leos, let's get right into it. Hopefully, you all are having a good weekend, Leos. This reading is for the 19th through the 26th of January. Let's get into it, Leos. Let's go. Set the tone and the intention for your readings. All of my relationships are harmonious, right? All of them, not some, but all. Speak it into existence. Speak it into existence. Set your tone for your day. Say it. All of my relationships are harmonious. That's right. You're speaking even into the future, even in the past, even the ones that didn't, maybe not worked out, to speak it into existence. You don't have any issues with anybody. All of your relationships are harmonious. To speak it into existence. You happen to see somebody from your past where things didn't work out that well, you don't have any issue. You're not holding space for any of that because you're too busy trying to hold space for your blessings, right? Let's get into it. Let's get right into it. I've already prayed over your cards. Something was done behind your back without your knowledge. 3 people did something behind your back without your knowledge. But the beautiful thing about that is Scorpio was involved in something. The beautiful thing about that is, one, you have the power as a fixed sign to rise again, right? Because you are you're ruled by the sun, right? So you're gonna rise regardless. You're gonna rise and shine regardless, okay? Hello? You're gonna rise, okay? And shine. That's one. The second thing is that the baton has been passed to you from a loved one that says, here's some extra water for your journey. Here's some extra water. Your feelings may be low. Remember, the moon has an affinity with water, right? So when things end and you're saying, okay, my emotions are a little low, like this thing has ended. But guess what? My emotions are low. The moon has an affinity with water. I can feel that thing right on back up. Something has ended. I'm going to feel my emotions back up. I'm not dependent upon, my emotions are not dependent upon somebody else, right? I'm going to pour it back into me. That's not selfish. It's a form of self-care. So something has ended. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Head held high. I'm moving on. Clickety, clickety, click. Wash the back of my head, right? I'm moving on, right? I want divine connections, harmonious connections. What I say? Harmonious connections. Divine and harmonious connections. Nothing but all of my relationships are harmonious. And I'm not going backwards. I'm not going back. Not going back to something that doesn't produce a whole lot of growth. I'm seeing things in my heart. I've resolved some kind of internal conflict with myself. And I'm good. I'm moving on. Right? I'm doing the shadow. See that little cute little black cat down there? I'm determined to do the shadow work. Got the wand held high. Right? Got shadow boots. I got shadow. Right? I got a clear head. Look at the owl. Hoo. Right? Looking around. My surroundings. Right? Paying attention. Right. So that's what source is trying to tell somebody. Is like, listen, you're clear-headed, you're on your throne, you're doing the shadow work, you've made peace with your inner self, right? You're seeing things from a higher frequency. You're moving on from something. That's right. That's what you've inherited. You've inherited the gift that when things end and your emotions are low, you feel like you've drained, you making peace with something, seeing something from a higher frequency. And what you're seeing from the higher frequency is something that's clear to you, is that you know who you are. You are living your truth. Whatever that truth is, you're living your truth. You're dealing with your shadow self. And you are not going back to chaos and confusion. You are not going backwards. You know who you are. All of your relationships are harmonious, right? So some new seeds are being planted, because the seeds that were planted before, you had to snatch them weeds up out of that flower pot, because those were a lie. Those were a lie. That's why source keeps sending people across your path who are living in their truth, whatever that may be. So if their truth is, hey, their parents wanted them to be, a brain surgeon, but they thrive in being an artist, in some way, they painting and they thriving in that area, hey, let them be. That's where they thrive. Who are we to judge, right? Or whatever lifestyle they live in. That's where they feel like they thriving. That's their truth, whatever it is, right? But so many seeds were planted at such a young age for people, and those seeds have just grown out of control where people are just in toxic environments and they're just trying to, like I said, a lot of stuff being done behind people's backs. So source is saying, people just living a lie. So source is saying to you, something has been brought to the light. Something has been brought to the light. You're carefully learning how to vet your thoughts. Learning how to carefully vet your thoughts. And now you're on the rebirth side. Somebody was a guardian angel for you. You're learning how to carefully vet your thoughts and not automatically assume something. Something was a guardian angel for you. Somebody may have felt foolish before, but not anymore. Somebody says, you know what? I felt like a fool, but I'm leaving all that tomfoolery behind. I need to get myself together. I need to plant some brand new seeds and get it together. So you'll be able to defend your decision to move on from something without coming across as defensive. I do see somebody learning how to pray and meditate, right? And leaving shade behind. Remember, here is genderless, right? It's all genderless, actually. And so source is cooking up something nice for somebody. Yeah, you got a message. Source is cooking up so you can leave the past behind. You've been enlightened. Right, here's a justice card. Two situations. Source is cooking up something nice so somebody so you can move on. So you're just praying for strength. Praying for strength, right? Praying for strength. But two energies were hard-headed. And people were talking. A lot of people were talking. A lot of lips were moving. A lot of people were familiar with stuff. Right? So, that's a dangerous thing about familiar spirits. A lot of people are familiar with stuff, but nobody knows anything for certain. They don't know whether it's the truth or the lie until the light is shown on something. And all of a sudden, everybody's like, oh, well, I didn't know. It's just a bunch of, like a circus. That's what the Fool card is about. A bunch of circus activity is going on. That's the danger of being around familiar spirits. People are judging people, don't know what the heck is going on. Here's the Nine of Cups here. So, a lot of your wishes will be fulfilled when you learn how to balance your divine masculine to your divine feminine energy out. And recognize that when people leave a bunch of chaos and confusion behind to clear their head, something in your spirit is going to tell you from now on, you know what? You need to follow suit. I need to get to a quiet place and go into prayer mode. I need to go into prayer mode. But somebody was chained to fear. Like somebody was really chained to fear. Somebody was chained to doubt, uncertainty. Somebody was just they were really battling demons. Because somebody was like I said before, people were being so shady around something. Like people just, like I said, people were just being shady. So shady. Yeah, so so many people were being shady about, somebody, and their legacy. Somebody was being so shady about somebody and their legacy, and I mean, just so many different things here. But like I said, some things were being done behind your back that you weren't even aware of. And like until some things came to light. So from now on, I feel like your prayer and meditation, because prayer and meditation need to go hand in hand, is you're not going to move until source has given you some answers, not from familiar spirits, people who you feel like are familiar with, people, places, and things. I got to go get some answers from this family member, that family, who they went to church with, who they went to school with, who they went to the mosque or temple with. Those are familiar spirits. Family, work family, school family, this family, that family. I'm going to get who's most familiar, which is source. All the answers that I need are within. I'm going to ask source for answers, and then ask source for the physical evidence of something. I need to see something from source. From now on, moving forward. So I can gain some clarity. I need to gain clarity from something. All right. There is a guy who is helping you to gain some clarity with something. There's a King of Swords here that's helping you to gain some clarity, to get clear about something. To get clear about what you're passionate about. What are you passionate about? Or if you got kids or somebody, there's a person who's trying to help you to learn how to get passionate about, to help you to see what you have in common with people versus like what, to make a connection, to learn how to make the connection. Like basically that is, they say, well, how would you feel? That's because this is the I feel card. How would you feel? Like somebody is trying to help you to make a connection. That's what we're talking about, heart chakra, where the head and heart could be at war with each other. How would you feel if such and such and such and such? Like, how would you feel? Like somebody's trying to help you to make a connection, because that's the I feel sign. If somebody was chained to fear, or somebody was, in a toxic or poisonous environment, or how would you feel if something was being done, behind your back, around shady energies? Like how would you feel? Would you go back into that kind of an environment that could, how would you feel? Like, how would you like somebody's trying to help you to make a connection with something that you're passionate about, instead of demonizing, something. Making competing, comparison, that kind of thing. So whoever is trying to help you to make a connection would be like a person who is saying to you, like trying to bring some kind of harmony to a situation. Basically saying to you, like if you, like I said, just trying to bring some harmony to something right now. So stay in the present and don't get too far ahead of the flow. You'll soon trust that nothing more will come than can be handled each moment. Don't let pride get in your way. Because somebody could be still in competition mode. That's where the pride energy comes. Somebody could still be in, well, I don't get it. I don't understand. If I would have done something, because we were talking about creative. Well, if I would have known, I would have picked up on something. I would have, somebody is still kind of in that, because we're talking about emotional connection. We're talking about, I would have done, there is no I in teamwork. When we talk about this right here, there is no I in team. I would have. When we talk about pentacles, that we're talking about this 7 of pentacles. When you're trying to make it make sense, 7 is the number for completion. When you're trying to make complete sense of something, when you're trying to bring heaven to earth of something, make completion of something, that seeds have been planted between the ages of 0 through 7. Something was planted very early on. People have seeds planted in them from the very beginning. Seeds have been planted from the very start. So if somebody is afraid, if somebody have been around people who have been, like seeds of just like fear has been planted in somebody from the very beginning about something, that fear is there. No matter how somebody's saying, I would have done, everybody always, I would have done this and I would have done that, right? Everybody would have done something until they're in a situation. That's what Source is trying to help people to learn how to stop saying that I would have, and if that was me, I would have. So there's this person that's saying to you, when you're at a crossroad and you're chained to the devil meaning like in terms of carnal mind, not being able to get past a particular way of thinking, a carnal mind, chained to a flesh way of thinking, right? So it's saying, think in terms of in the human form from the throne standpoint, thinking, okay, as a community, what would we have done to help? Like, what would we have done as a community to help? How could have connected as a human? How could we have helped? Now I would have done. Divine feminine energy. There's a difference between divine feminine and toxic feminine energy. Very big difference. Divine feminine energy. The divine feminine is receptive, creative, empathetic, and emotional. In her highest aspect, she represents collaboration, nurturing, sharing, birthing, inclusiveness, and vulnerability in perfect harmony with the world around her. Drawing this card can indicate that more of the divine feminine energy is required for your current situation or relationship to thrive. This card can also represent mother-sister relationships and powerful relationships with women. Yeah, that is why a lot of times people feel like women don't get along, because it's always this, well, I say always, a lot of times it's this competing in comparison. Who is the strongest? Who is the, all people are being applauded for being a strong woman, when what's the point of having a community or having these people sitting around talking if it's a competition? What's the point of having divine and sacred connections if people are sitting there and people don't feel safe because they feel like conversations are being recorded, or people are, they don't feel safe. Their inner child don't even feel safe. We just saw that situation with a young lady. Well, this is I think it was a couple of years ago. Unfortunately, went to Mexico with her friends. She thought they were her friends, and didn't even return. Family couldn't even get justice. I mean, just crazy stuff. You can't even trust people. And people talking about they want to meet their soul tribe and their person, and they want to get married and settle down. Whatever. Didn't people record? I mean, just. And people still got this, I would have done this and I would have done that mentality. So that's why this is so necessary. Divine feminine connections. Divine feminine connections. There are a lot of people that really need support. A lot of women who really need, that's why you got this right here. Women who really need people around them that's going to support their growth. Because the seed has already been planted that there is no support. There is no support. They're just strong, trying to be strong by themselves. You got too many people competing, being shady. So that's what Source is trying to help somebody to learn how to do. Stop with I got to be the strongest in the group. So, and I'm talking to men too, because we all embody divine masculine to divine feminine energy. So Source is trying to help you to say all of my relationships are harmonic. All of them. All of them. All of them. Balance it out. This is balance. That's how you're going to be at peace with yourself. Balance. Balance, balance, balance. helping somebody else to adjust their crown. It is not going to knock your crown off your head to help somebody else to adjust theirs in your personal or your professional life. And that's what Source is trying to help somebody do. If you got to see another manager struggling in the workplace, it's not going to make you feel better. It shouldn't. If you're saying, well, I'm a better manager than they are, I would have run my department differently. Go help them if you see that they need some help. Ask them, is there something I can help you to do? 13, I am confident. You are a conscientious worker with a knack for coming up with creative ideas and turning them into something real. An optimistic but practical outlook keeps you determined and on track as you work steadily towards your goals. Yeah. Make an altar. So somebody may be making an ancestral altar because somebody's having a tower moment. Somebody's having some kind of an awakening. Some kind of an awakening. That is what I have for you. That is what I have for you. So yeah, like I said before, you're connecting with your womb right now. Somebody is connecting with their womb. This is something, again, I say almost every reading, this is not a competition. Somebody's in need of divine feminine relationships. So all of your relationships are harmonious, not some of them. All right, that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. The other videos will be going up over on the Patreon side, and we may have some going on the membership side very soon. Okay, bye.